Hey everybody.
We're already going.
Hey everybody.
Hey everybody. Yeah.
I love y'all.
Can I get my intro?
No,
can I
we
get
already
my-
started. Simple, simple. You know what I mean?
Naja J here at Black AF with Alim Smith, aka Yesterday Night, aka I think you're the second most interviewed person on our show.
You and Elize. Yep.
I love
100%.
it. I love y'all. The only people I like to interview.
Period.
Period. Genuinely. Period.
So I'm going to go right in, and I have to say this because number one, you're really probably, I almost can say the first person that really sort of opened my eyes to visual arts in general.
Talk your shit.
And I mean that, right? And as I've learned a little bit more, and as I've gotten into photography, one of the things that I've learned is how important it is to keep the viewer's attention, right?
Talk your shit.
Now, I have the attention span of a child, of like a 2-year-old child. I stood at each one of these images and spent significant time being like, how the hell did you do this?
That's a
so,
hold on.
Yeah.
Because my friend worked at a museum and she was like, the goal is to get somebody to stare at a piece for 60 to 90 seconds.
You got me.
You telling me you gave
1,000%.
that much attention?
Like 100%. Like, congratulations, good brother. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations.
Because like a lot of visual art get 3 seconds. It get you look at it and just keep walking. Like, nah, that's crazy.
I meant that.
I'm gonna cut your wisdom. Go ahead.
So how did you achieve this?
Okay. All right, so I was hit up by Delaware Art Museum.
Here, you hold the mic.
Oh shit, okay.
There you go.
I was hit up by Delaware Art Museum and I was commissioned to do a print project. And in my head, when she was presented to me, I thought they was hitting me up to do like a whole show. That's my ego.
Oh damn.
I know, right? So
He said, "Bomb, let's go."
that's all right. It's not.
Really, you get one piece.
It's not about me. So I was commissioned to do prints with Oscar and Connie, and she was showing me different examples of print work, and she showed me this print that was the size of a basketball floor, and I was like, Jesus, how would you do that? And then I thought, I would have to walk across the floor to make the artwork. Like the artwork would have to be engraved in the sole of my sneakers. But that was too laborious, so I couldn't commit to that. It was a cool idea. I wasn't gonna do it. But when Andy hit me up to do an art show for Chris White, he said his budget was $200. And I felt offended at first. But I know that's not on him. He don't control the money that he get because it's a part of his money. He was like, this is a part of my money too. So he ain't getting but 200 too. So
It is a wild number.
it's a wild number though.
But
Because I be selling the little 3x3s for more than that. I was like, that's not cool. But all right. What can I do with $200? What can I do with $200? Like, am I an artist for real? If I only had $200, could I make something that's fire?
Yes. So wait, $200
No.
for materials?
$200 for just everything, like whatever I needed it for. If it could have been the wine, if it could have been like getting a DJ, just it would have been $200 for whatever I needed it for. That's why I ain't make no flyer. That's why I made that little AI flyer. Like, I ain't even gonna make. I ain't got no money to make no flyer.
Your brain. Your brain. Give me the mic. You made all of this with $200.
I would say realistically, the baby sneaker costs like $13. The bigger sneaker costs like $56. I got like 3 different pairs of sneakers though, so that might have got me to $75. These canvas drop cloths is 5 feet by 5 feet. It's $9 for the 5 feet by 5 feet.
from where?
Home Depot.
Okay.
So that's like $40, $50 for this. It might have cost me like $400. I went a little bit over budget, but it didn't cost that much. Yeah.
Where?
I got
Wait,
ding,
wait,
ding,
wait,
ding,
wait.
ding, 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 but I'll wait.
Where did the concept come from? What was the light bulb moment? Like Air Force Ones, black and white paint. I'm gonna use this sneaker to make everything.
I would say Kendrick played a role with that Watch the Party Die song where he made the black Air Force One as the album image. And then when I was going to Goodwill with my mom, we was going on. She got her black Air Forces on right now.
Shout out to Goodwill.
Come on.
Come on, Mom. Come on, Mom.
Just show off the shoes real quick,
Come
right
on,
quick.
Mom.
You might have to lift it up. Let me make sure we got it. Go ahead. Just lift your foot up a little bit high. A little bit higher. There we go. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Mom.
When we went to Goodwill, I was like, I only want some black Air Forces. And the first Goodwill we went to, within 2 minutes of going into the store, I seen them.
That's hilarious.
And I was like, what are the odds? I mean, I was kind of being like a little obnoxious.
Yeah.
But I went in there and I seen them immediately and I was like, I gotta follow this.
So, I heard you talking to someone and you said that, or maybe I saw you post, I don't know, you were actually excited about this because we all know, or at least the people who follow you, know that you don't like exhibitions, you don't like doing shows. So why was this one different?
This one was different because I feel like I finally figured out an art process that doesn't stress me out.
I mean, I get that.
Cause like I'm a self-taught painter. So even like painting at scales this big, you haven't seen me paint at scales this big, cause that shit would take so much time. Planet Her was kind of big, but it didn't go too crazy. And if you see, it's all right, it's cool, but painting was limiting to me. Like I felt like it takes too much time. I don't like making art that takes 3 years to make. That's not natural. But this shit with the Air Force One, it creates so much detail as soon as I make a print, which is already dope. Like that hair looks crazy.
Yeah.
And it's maybe 50 times I dabbed a sneaker on a canvas 50 times and made an afro. I'm not talking to you. It made an afro.
You never know what you're gonna get with Alim.
And that would have took to do those same amount of lines if I was painting would have took me so much time. And people might have just looked at it like, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I ain't gonna buy it. And I just would have spent 3 weeks in my house just. I hope they love it.
Wait, so big question. So what is kind of just in what you said there, what's the lesson there in terms of what makes it interesting and why you enjoy that part of the process? Like, why is that more enjoyable for you? You know what I'm saying?
All right, so why it's more enjoyable? All right, so one, a lot of art is around symbolism, like Basquiat got the crown, Andy Warhol got the camel suit, the dude at Art Basel got the banana. A lot of artists have different symbols. To me, the symbol of a black Air Force One, or just an Air Force One sole in general, if you black, you relate. You relate to an Air Force One. You relate to having some white Air Force Ones and not trying to crease them because they so fresh and you can't mess them up.
Yeah, you know.
So the symbol of that, I connect with that deep. I asked my parents for Air Force Ones. I want some Air Force Ones. Give me 2 pair. I need 2 pair.
I didn't have any. My parents didn't give me any, so I can't relate. But I dated guys who wore them. So
So the fact that the whole piece is made up of a symbol that I'm actually connected to. I actually was sitting in finish line looking at my fresh sneaks like, ooh, these so clean.
Okay.
I relate to the symbol. I connect to the symbol. So using it to create art feels just honest. It feels true. Like I'm connected beyond Nike and all of that shit. I'm connected to the Air Force One as a symbol.
And I think that's a really big point because you might, I think if you didn't have the real cultural connection to it, that it somehow might not have come across as authentic as it does, just across the board. Because I'm thinking about people who you see, they make fun of artists and they just throw paint and do all this kind of stuff, and it just looks arbitrary. But this isn't arbitrary. You know what I mean? It's full of like actual cultural meaning. So I'm sure that has part of it.
Yes.
I'm really absorbing it. You know what I'm saying? And when you say that, it makes a lot more sense.
Jay is thinking about pulling out his Timbs and stepping in paint and walking around the canvas.
That's gonna be the next show.
No, it's a hard no, dog. That would not be authentic.
He gonna cry then. If you do it with Timbs, he gonna cry.
I'm doing some pieces.
Right. Do you think you'll continue in this direction? Okay.
Okay, but
Okay.
so here's my thing. I have followed you since God, I don't know.
The first art show with Ryan. Where's Ryan? Where did he go? He disappeared. The first art show with Ryan.
Yes. And what ties all of your art together? What can someone say this is you? Because right now, if we're looking at the last couple years, the distorted faces, right? And also within the last year or two, the little teeny tiny artworks. So how can we tie everything into you? What is Alim?
That nigga dope as fuck. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna hold you. He fire. I admire him. I admire him. He really does some good work. What? Real nigga shit. What connects all of these pieces is I mean, I can answer that in so many different ways. What connects all of these pieces? Blackness does, I guess. That's one way that connects all the pieces. The fact that I created them, my fault, creates like a whole world in itself. Like this is an era for me. Like if I continue this direction, it's an era. So like there was a meme era, there's a 3x3 era, there's an Air Force era. This could be an era.
Yeah.
But to me, this looks like the truth of me.
Why?
Cause like when I went to art school, I didn't use color. I only used color like 2 or 3 times. Most of my artwork was made with black and white.
So you dug in your roots for this one.
This is all this shit look like charcoal. It looks like charcoal drawings.
That's what I thought it was.
That's what I'm saying. It looks like charcoal, and that's the medium I use all the time. So it feels just very true to my artistic origins.
So I'm actually really interested in, like, I wish I could have seen you physically create this because everyone's seen the person paint with paint.
I did make a video, yeah.
With paintbrushes, but like, can you talk a little bit about like, I'm serious too, like how you held the shoe and sort of made the images on there? Like, how did you do that?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to think because I know people they gonna copy.
Oh, never mind. Nope,
I
never
know,
mind.
but I want to.
Nope,
I'll tell you
nope,
outside.
tell me later.
They
Nope.
gonna copy.
Nope.
So tell us
Nope. Say less.
what gave you the inspiration for certain pieces. So I see the trends of the afros, of course, and the locks, and of course the black and brown faces, right? Or the representation of black features. But what was like the inspiration behind that specifically? What said, okay, this is gonna be like this is gonna be, because then you also have pieces like this one that resembles some of like the super fine art pieces of the naked ladies and the grapes and shit. So what was your inspiration for different pieces?
What was my inspiration? Pinterest. I ain't gonna lie. Artists gonna act like they don't be using Pinterest. They be using Pinterest like I'm Pinterest. Like, I just wanted to, because sometimes I could spend weeks just thinking about a concept for our show, and that could take up too much time. And since the budget was $200, I ain't got that much time to be. So I just need to find pictures that I like. Because using a shoe as a print, not one of these looks like the reference image at all. Like you wouldn't even be able to, like that one over there looks like a Mexican man was based off a dude with such black features. You wouldn't even be able to tell the reference image I used.
Yeah.
So I just use images that I just liked a lot.
So, I'll like speak on this idea, and you really was like, you made a point that I've been thinking about for a long time, and I've talked to you about it, Naj, too, in terms of like equipment and how much you spent on this. Because I've again, with me in photography, like one of the traps is spending all this money on gear.
So much money.
And so
Rigs,
I've said
memory
like,
cards, lenses.
but if you know what
batteries.
you're doing, you just need any kind of a
any
camera to
camera.
make it work. If I give Jimi Hendrix any guitar,
He gonna make
he
that.
gonna. So, can you speak on that from your end? Because you know this is a $400, whatever it was exactly,
Yeah.
and these paintings are going to sell.
They go on sale.
And so that makes the point. Like, so talk about that, you know? Please.
Genuinely, on some Black Air Force shit, a lot of my family on my mom's side is boosters and shit. Drug dealers, scammers. All,
Give me their number after the show.
got you. Drug dealers, scammers, on some nut shit. Just wild. Like, my family is wild. It's the only reason I'm so reckless artistically. 'Cause
Better
that's how
there
I can
than
channel.
there.
Yeah. It's like, ain't nobody gonna get hurt. Y'all
Right.
fine. So, hold up, what was the question again?
I guess I just wanted you to speak on how
Materiality?
how the cost of entry doesn't have to be high to be great.
Oh, yes, what inspired
Yeah,
that? Okay. What inspired that? I mean, initially it started in high school when we had to buy Prismacolor color pencils. And I'd take my parents to the art store, and these color pencils, for 48 color pencils, they used to buy me Crayola and basic stuff.
Right.
For 48 color pencils, this cost like $120.
Oh wow.
So, to me, it hurt me.
Right.
It's like, I need them, but they got to buy them.
Yeah.
It was like, ooh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So I would run out of colors and be like, all right, these are the colors I got. This is what my art is gonna look like based off of these colors.
Right.
I ain't gonna keep trying to make them buy more colors.
Yes.
It's $5 a pencil. So in my mind, I always looked at the art store as a trap. Like, especially during COVID, like, would I be able to be an artist if Michael's closed down?
Yes. Obviously.
And that's what I always wanted to prove to myself. Like, am I the person that would create the camera, or just a person that would be excited to use it?
Right.
So
Right.
I just always wanted to push myself to figure out how I can make art by any means without somebody controlling the outcome.
Yeah. 100%. Cool.
And save money, that shit too expensive.
Yeah, I love that part about it, you know? You don't need a lot to do great top tier work. It's just, it's such a lesson, you know? Yeah.
But in previous interviews, you've talked about some of your inspiration in making your art has been you trying to be better than somebody else. Like, I could do that shit, you know? But recently, I've noticed that you have started to compete with yourself. When did that shift change or come?
I know what I feel.
Let me run this shit back. Hold on.
I have a feeling I know what you're going to say this time.
When did the shift come? When did the shift come? Like, that's a good question. It's a real good question because I haven't thought about that. When did the shift come? I started competing with myself. I mean, for a while on the low, I'm humble in every aspect of life. If I was a Sims character, my humble meter is so low on every aspect of life except for art. It's so humble. But when did I start really competing with myself? I feel like it's been for a long time on the low. But what made you, hold up? The better question is, what made you notice it? That's maybe that might help you be able to answer it.
Well, we're friends, so I've always remember conversations about like so and so said this and I'm gonna do better and blah 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 blah. But in recent conversation and recent Facebook stuff, it just seems like you've come to the realization like I don't even they're a non-factor. It's all about my ability to do what I'm doing. So I don't know when I noticed it, but it's been a bigger part of the story for me at least when I'm looking, at what you're doing.
Kendrick played a big part. I feel like
Okay.
how I look at art, I only started art because of hip hop. Like seeing
Okay.
hip hop artists take the independent route and make money, that's what made me think, okay, if Master P is going out of his trunk selling $10, $5 CDs, I can sell $10 prints. I can make money off of this shit. I don't need a gallery to represent me. I just zoned off. What was the question? Those Black Air Force Ones just distracted me. My fault.
Representation. I don't think you.
Oh, about when?
And if you don't know, that's okay.
No. Because I look at the art world from a hip hop perspective, I know more about hip hop than I do about the art world.
Okay.
And that's another art form, so I feel like it's all transferable.
Sure.
In the art world, I'm the big stepper. Like, literally.
I knew he was going to say that.
You knew it,
I
right?
know you're going to say that.
Felt it. Felt it coming.
That's the one time.
It's big stepping. Like, if there's any place in my life where I'm him, it's when it comes to visual arts. I'm him. And, I mean, like, when I look at different art forms that inspire me based off hip-hop and comedy, my favorite artists are only my favorite artists because they're not comparable to anybody else. So when I look at other people's art, it's kind of like a checklist of everything I can do so that I am perfectly in my lane. And if I'm perfectly in my lane, you can't.
No,
God won't even send you in my direction.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I look at it. Like, if I'm in my lane, God can't even send you there.
Well, no, yep, 100%. That's how it should be. Like, once you're authentically you can't be copied. So
Yeah.
you can try, but you're gonna look stupid. So yeah, exactly.
We have people waiting to talk to us.
All right, last thing from me, and I want to kind of flip it because I always have the opposite thing. Because one of the things that I love about what Black people do, and especially in hip hop, is we take nothing and make something huge, right? But then I get frustrated, and I'm
That's
like,
Black History right there, baby. That's Black History.
oh my God.
History.
I get
Happy Black History
frustrated
Month.
Because I say on the other side, like, it's great that, say, Duke Ellington learned how to play piano on this ragtag beat-up piano, but why can't we start with the best stuff? You know what I'm saying? And that's just a thought, but what would you do differently if you could answer the question? If I was like, all right, now I got $2 million, do what you want. You know what I'm saying? We forced you to work with nothing, now we give you everything.
Y'all would be walking into a portal.
Would the portal be doper than this, though?
It would be doper than
Oh, okay, you gonna get your money's worth.
Y'all be walking into
I
a
don't
portal.
know if I want to experience that, but Right. Okay.
Well, this man has people waiting to talk to him, so we're just glad that you gave us the time because we're number one, Naj and Jay, but we love you. Congratulations. This is absolutely stunning. And you already know, we ride for you.
Man, I'm thoroughly impressed.
I'm going to give me some Black Air Force Ones
Yeah.
just for this.
Yeah.
from the Goodwill, though. I ain't paying full price.
No. Don't pay full price. That's crazy.
And how long is this up?
Till March 15th, I think. I don't know. I gotta check in.
And the thing is here, let me say this. No, this needs to be said. Y'all need to come. So I fully recognize, I get loud, I get excited. I fully recognize that today we walked into something special.
Yes.
Like I'm looking at everything and I'm like, I have the attention span of a fly. I really meant that. And he literally got all of my attention.
Yeah.
You have basically a 3 weeks, March 15th, right? Like this, okay, I know you're happy with the turnout. But here's the thing, for everyone who doesn't get here by March 15th, you're gonna look up 6 months later, it's in Paris, and you missed it. And that's the thing. And that's the thing. Like, duh, you missed it. You missed it. I rarely get excited for, I hate to say it, but it's true. I rarely get excited for art shows. And I was genuinely like, yo, we gotta get to this one. Bam. Get here by March 15th. Otherwise, you're going to have to go overseas, and you might not get to see it. And you're like, oh my God, I missed it. What happened? Same thing.
Also, I just want to add my personal take on this. I feel like this is a very thoughtful exhibition. Like, of all of your work, I feel like this is extremely thoughtful, and it shows us another side of you. Because we've seen the goofy, you know? But I think this is really telling. So, get out
She's
here.
Gonna be on a billionaire's wall.
Get
I'm just
out
letting
here,
you know.
March 15th,
Come smell greatness.
Chris White Art Gallery in Wilmington, Delaware. Yesterday night, a.k.a. Alim Smith, a.k.a. all the other things. All right, bye. Naja J. Out. Bye.